Hi, this is Tracey from Mindless Crafting, and today we're going to be making a shadow box card. So let's get started. Y'all are going to absolutely love this card because it comes from the Quilting Marine, who's my brother-in-law. So he made a shadow box quilt, and I looked at the quilt and said, you know what? I could make that into a card. So you're absolutely going to love this. And the good thing is that you get to use some scraps. So what you need to really have is this black, these little black squares. Those are made from cardstock. And then you get some of your pattern paper as well. These are cut to 1 inch by 1 inch. So they're 1 inch squares basically. Okay, so you're going to have so much fun making this, and the fact that you get to use your little scraps. So you're going to need black paper, black cardstock, and you're going to need some pattern paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these, right? And you're going to place them just like this. So let me glue that on so you can see. Because once you see the first couple of these, you're really going to like what they look like. So what you do is you just start kind of gluing these, and you want to leave sort of like a shadow. That's what creates the shadow. So you see that? You're going to glue all of these like that. Okay. So when I saw this, I couldn't wait to try this out. And I did practice on another card, and I'll show you that one towards the end. But you see how that is? So I'm trying to line them up just about the same, right? So it creates this shadow underneath. So you see how that is? And these will fit on an A2 size card, which is 5.5 by 4.25. So I had to practice and kind of line them up to make sure. So you just kind of want to get these all in the same area, right? Just leaving that little bit of black around there. And this is something that you can just kind of sit and do. Cut out all of your papers and make that little shadow. So I can't wait to show my brother-in-law what I did using his quilt as the inspiration. So you see how that is? So I'm going to go ahead and do the others, and then we'll come back and start putting our card together. Okay, so look how cool that is. So it forms that shadow underneath. Okay. And so I'm just going exactly by the picture that he sent to me, showing me what the quilt looks like. And if you haven't subscribed to his awesome channel, please do. He's the Quilting Marine. Even if you're not a quilter, you'll love his channel. Okay, so I'm just going to move these out the way, and thought it would be nice to add a black border around this blue, have this blue in the background here. But imagine all of those little pieces of paper or cardstock that you have, and you just don't know what to do with them. Cut them down into 1 by 1 inch squares. And so now all I'm doing right now is I'm lining these up to make sure that they fit okay. So you want to do this just to make sure. Look at that shadow. So it looks nice when you have a light colored piece of paper underneath, like this, or cardstock underneath, like that blue. That blue really sets it off, makes it stand out. So y'all are going to be running to get that black cardstock to see what you want to do with it. Okay, so once I have it lined up, then I could really kind of see the spacing. And then if you feel like there's one that's just a little bit off, what I would do is just take a scissor, like that one looks a little bit too long, and just take just a little bit off. You're not a whole lot, just a little bit. But you want to have that space. You want the blue to show up. You don't want to overlap them. I mean, unless that's the look you're going for. Take a little bit off of here. Line it up. I want to have that blue space showing through. I'm going to take a little bit off this. So I want to show you the whole process. I thought, what a unique card this would be. And so now, just to take it further, if I want, I can glue it down just like that. So you see that kind of that optical illusion thing going on there? Let's see, this one right here. Take a little bit off of there. Just a little bit. I'm going to take them and put dimension underneath them and then glue them down. So I think that'll really make it pop. So let me just show you one, or maybe a couple of these, just like this. My poor tweezers have not shown up, so I'm just going to use my nail right now. And I'm just going to place that right there. So I'm just taking each of these and then placing them down to add another dimension. You're going to really love making these. And I know a lot of you have asked, what do I do with all those scraps? Well, here's an idea. Okay, so you see how it's coming along? So I'm going to go ahead and glue the rest of these down, and then we'll put the rest of our card together. Okay, it's all glued on, and look at that effect. Look at that. It's like an optical illusion. Look at that. And from this side, but really from this side right here. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue this on here. And since this is going to be a birthday card, I've already got my sentiment. I hope you all give this a try. And I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but you'll need 12 of these. You'll need 12 of the black and 12 of the pattern paper. So you'll need 12 of those 1 by 1, 1 inch by 1 inch squares. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I'm loving that. You can leave that like that if you want to. And so what I did was I thought, you know what, I might as well do the same thing for this. It'll have the same effect. So these are the exact same size. I just cut around my sentiment, and this is actually from the our stamp set, Happy Occasions. Okay, so I'm just going to put the happy birthday here, and I'm going to do the same effect just like that. Thought that would be cute to do that. Got a whole theme going on here. Okay, and make that shadow. Just about there. I'm just eyeballing it. And that's going to go like right there. And if I want, you know what? Since I said I want to, I'm going to go ahead and put, I'm going to add dimension to it. Might as well, right? And if you want, you can measure out where you can do bigger squares. I could see this having just maybe 4 squares, you know, just 1, 2, 3, 4, like larger squares. So it's just up to you. Okay, and I'm going to lay that right in the middle there, or I can go off to the side. I think I'm going to just do it right in the middle right here. I know I'm covering up those others, but it's okay. It's okay. Look at that. That really has this illusion going. And let me show you the other card that I did. Here's the other one. Larger squares. These are 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch squares, or 1.5 inch square. So I didn't do that effect on this one, but you know what? It still works. Look at that. So you could do them larger or smaller. So isn't that awesome? I'm so glad that my brother-in-law gave me the inspiration with that quilt. I'm sure if you look up shadow box quilt, or I think it's called or illusion quilt, I'm sure you'll see lots of inspiration. But head on over to his channel. He's doing a series on how to make the shadow box quilt. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it inspired you, and I hope you give it a try. Get rid of those scraps and make something beautiful. See you real soon. Bye.